a medal in competing. Yeah, off of the rope. That takes them up to 15 at the 2-point lead. Again, Kenya leads by 11 to 9. Another point for Australia off the service. Australia, the undisputed leaders in terms of Commonwealth Youth Games. Coming into these championships, Australia had 460 medals and 70 gold medals. You would expect that, Australia. Powerhouses at the level. So, switch over to the game between Trinidad and Tobago. The Trinidad and Tobago and the Kenyans. So, Tobago, Tanzania, and these of Kenya, Sharon Kuji, Gail Shabbat, 11 against the Trinidad Tobago of LaFayette and Mika Johnson. So 11 points. So, and in terms in that sports but successful attack 6 now 14 for the Kenyans for Trinidad out of 17. That's in the big stat in the game. That's we are in Tobago for Commonwealth and Tobago of the crystal clear waters, lush beaches, all within easy reach of Tobago. Kenya for Trinidad and Tobago. And the two ladies from the area were told that, to be exact, ladies could do in. And the next is another point that team. But she described as the most, but very much defend across to make that close friends also on and off the court. Also from the yeah, play thing. Let's put it into again. Have got a run here, and have left to Trinidad to 6 now. There's 3 from the first set. 2 as a Kenya now getting that point from with the point back to Trinidad. Tobago. So might be live here that we need to go on a one and pick up some points of the game. That's out. That is putting the Kenyans up here looking to get the final point to first set. That's out. So they'll have to at least try still with here to get back up this one. That's now for Trinbago looking to get the Kenyans. Well, that's a split up. And there's kept the first set. They've beaten Trinidad and Tobago. It was at 21-18. Third set loss for the TNT and Johnson. And be looking to wrap up their match. Trinidad will need to fight back if they are to keep their hope of in the Commonwealth volleyball side. Australia versus Rwanda, and Australia up 3-1 in the second set. In 21-14, already had 4-1 in the second set. And the story of the first was made by Rwanda. And the problem, Rwanda unable to convert on any of their attacks. Back formed, none of them converted. 13 of their attacks were successfully converted. 13 of 24. That was the story of the set. So far for Australia, take the first, but now it's a second, and Rwanda and their coach would have been we're looking to be and competed at the 2001, 2000, and 2021 African Women's Champ lost in the first game, turning a bit anticlimactic. The third set, one out of steam in the end. Second set kept alive briefly. Australia just to pick up the easy, absolutely dominated that net. Australia not much have gone the way of one net. So far, John Trinidad on to second set to there. In that game, and Australia off 7-4. You think which the players Rwandans look a little bit more uneasy in that moment. Keeper sitting for answers against Not a great set there. Not well. Australia 4 point lead at the moment. They would use this 4 point advantage on close out into that. Have to play. So, no here. Australia to the Rwandans. Oh, that's just bottom of the net there. That's there by Cameron's Asia. Australia not able to keep that on. Well, that's the last Rwanda just beginning, and that service error again, beginning to hold the second service and team. He's poke in by Reina and Queensland for Australia. They're starting to play now of Rwanda. That in play, she does. Australia will reset. Hasn't gone quite to plan. And that's the net and the sideline. To Australia look like they have advantage in that. Use the opportunity. So 11-5 to Australia. And, the game on here. 6 in the second set. Beautiful of Tobago and nature preserved hemisphere is in Tobago's the oldest protected of its kind in the West Hemisphere underneath the pools, waterfalls, and an entire kingdom of wildlife. You can find here with the 130 species in the protected area of Tobago. The main ridge is the area I'm talking about. That's interesting to see. Back in the action once again on court action in Group B match. Australians doing that win, but just missing the sideline. So both players and diving across to get to emulate Renshaw hitting the goal. You wonder sometimes if when you compatriots with a goal, that's a head or a hindrance. Well, that's dropped over. That's fortuitous there. Misplayed set. And unfortunately, Cannon's never covered it. But one drop in. Australia's 11-7 here. Well, actually, let's see that one dropped. Oh, that. That's what they were earlier. The team and finally getting into the net to challenge the Australians and they lead 2 points. And once again, they that and that just makes it much easier for the Australians. That time, bring across Karen going across to that one. Well, got blocking to keep that one. So at the changeover, Australia leads the second break 1-21. The game of the Commonwealth Games was held back in 2000 at Edinburgh. Bendigo, Australia hosted the second in 2004. Third edition was held in 2008 in Pune, India, before the turn of the Douglas in the Isle of Man, hosting the event in 2011. Apia in Samoa, hosting the tournament in 2015 before Nassau, Bahamas in 2017. And it's here in Trinidad and Tobago in 2023.
Level right now, it's all of the ladies on court 1 and 2. Team TTO. TTO.
Australia 13-8 ahead as we go into an important phase of the game now. If Australia can win the majority of these 7 points up for grabs in this phase of the game, they could be on their way to wrapping up this game early and heading back to the hotel for a good rest. Of course, Rwanda, they will try to push everything to get into that third set. Remember, Rwanda have already lost their opening game. They need to win here. That's the perfect start there from Australia. That was absolutely hammered into the sand here at Blackrock. Well, that was an error there by the Rwandans. The set just floating over the net and waiting on the other side. The Australian player made no mistake. 7-point lead now for the Aussies. Well, if you're from the land of Oz, you must be enjoying this. Team just 5 points away from their second straight victory in this Commonwealth Youth Games. As the Australians lead here by 9 points. It's a much closer game in the second set between Trinidad and Tobago and Kenya. Rwanda just losing the plot there, and the two Australian players just getting in each other's way. And unfortunately for them, the ball just dropped harmlessly on their side of the court. So,
both matches, excitement and 10 court to court. Blackrock, are you ready for some more excitement? I want to see your hands. I want to see the flags. I want to see your in the sky.
Australia leading here by a set and 18-9 in the second. The serving by Australia has been the problem. Rwanda have just been unable to get a read and get a read on the serve and control those powerful serves, especially the ones coming with the wind to their backs. 19-9 now. Australia 2 points away. The other game on at the moment, well, Trinidad and Tobago leading by 12-8. And a glimmer of hope here for Trinidad and Tobago to perhaps force a decider in this match against Kenya. Australia with the serve, and they're 2 points away. There's a chance here for Australia. That's, the block came up for the Rwandans, but that one has gone. Has that dropped in? Yes, it has. So the Rwandans into double figures in the second set. Unfortunately for them, Australia are 9 points ahead. Yep, that's how you bring up match point here. And the Australians, much as they've done throughout this match, dominating at the net, and once again showing their athleticism and their dominance of the net. They have to keep this in play here, Kenya, and it's not going to be in play, and that's it. Australia have run out winners in this match. They've won the second set 21-10, and they have also gone on to win the first set 21-14. So restricting Rwanda to 24 points in the match. Australia have completed victory by 2-0. They're yet to drop a set in this championships, winning 21-14, 21-10. And the story of the match, Rwanda unable really to convert more than just the 2 of their 17 attacks they were able to convert. As for Australia, 11 out of 20, and that certainly tells you the story here for them. And 3 aces also for the Australians in the match. There's confirmation of the scoreline, and Australia winning this one 21-14, 21-10, and Australia yet to see a third set in this match. So they are now going to be the winners of Group B. Rwanda they still have Rwanda have lost their couple of matches, and England will qualify as the second team in this match. So that's the situation with, on court 2, Australia winning by 2-0. So Trinidad and Tobago trying to stay alive in the competition, and they were leading at 1 point, but now the Kenyans have taken over again. They've opened up a 3-point gap here between the teams. I'll make that 2. That's a nice bit of play there by Johnson. Just finding an unprotected area on the court and picking up the point. The Kenyans eager to get on with this here. They lead by 1-0, taking the first set 21-15. Trinidad and Tobago. All sorts of problems now. A loss here would certainly see them have to settle for placement games. And it would mean that Kenya move on in the competition and still alive with a chance of a medal. And that's another excellent bit of play there by Kenya. Pick up another point. Maruse and Chisebe doing their country proud at the moment, as you would feel Roberts and Johnson are. And Johnson just not getting high enough off the ground to knock that one over the net. So once again, the Kenyans 4 points ahead here, threatening to run away with it. Trinidad and Tobago have to tighten up things. Easy, just too easy there for the Kenyans. The Trinidad and Tobago pairing had retreated from the net, and it was just an easy poke into the empty court. Johnson, Roberts, not making enough of that. Trinidad and Tobago, and that's hit the court. And that is the Kenyans now on the verge of victory here. Closing out on the verge of victory and possibly going into the next round. Well, that's not well handled. And Kenya are now just a point away from victory here. A couple of errors at the back end here for Trinidad and Tobago, and that certainly could decide it. That's hit the net. Well, the Kenyans certainly, I'm sure that you at home in Kenya are just waiting on the edge of your seats, nibbling on your popcorn a bit quicker now, watching to see if your team will close out victory here. Oh, that's rolls across the net and drops in. And there it is. That is victory for Kenya. They've taken the second set 21-14. Certainly an improved performance from Roberts and Johnson for Trinidad and Tobago. Unfortunately, the day belongs to Aruse and Chisebe of Kenya. They are marching on in the competition with another win here today. Congratulations to Kenya. They have run out winners here in this match. Kenya also getting victory in game 2 of the competition. They defeated Bermuda by 2-0, winning that match 21-12, 21-10. Unfortunately for Trinidad and Tobago, they will have to go into the placement matches now. But Kenya marching on proudly, and they still are alive with a chance of winning a medal in this competition. So that's the end of the two matches on court 1 and 2 here. The first round of matches in the afternoon session. Australia winning their match 21-14, 21-10, and Kenya getting past the home team Trinidad and Tobago 21-15, 21-14. Coming up next on court 1, New Zealand will take on St Lucia in a men's game, and in the second men's match, this is the second of the matches starting at 4:20 p.m. That's Eastern Caribbean time. England, they will look for their first victory of the competition. They are up against Rwanda men, and that is match 3 of Group D. Join us then at 4:20 for the matches there. And we're underway here on court 2, England versus Rwanda. England losing their first game against Canada. Rwanda losing their first game earlier today. And the winner of this game, of course, will have a better chance of challenging for the medals. England, defending champions in the men's competition. They will certainly be looking to win here. England represented by Peter Sachevka and Rob Morgan. For Rwanda, Tristan Karianga and Francois Magusha are making up here for the Rwandan team. Sachevka and Morgan down the line and gets the point. Very much the defensive player in the lineup here for England. Sachevka, who plays professionally on the FIVB World Tour, the only one of the players here to do so. Morgan, very promising player, only 16 years of age. And reports are that he's heading to Purdue University. Well, he took that one on the side of the body. That was a real cracker of a spike there from Karianga. Certainly enjoyed that. Morgan, very much right-handed, had to reach over his left side to get contact with that ball, but unfortunately couldn't keep that one in. Sachevka, good set. Morgan, nice work at the defense at the net here for the one team. Sachevka reaching over and knocking that one in. Don't forget, England won the gold medal the last time in 2017, 6 years ago. Javier and Joaquin Bello winning the gold medal for England. And again, Morgan feeling the hurt. At that time from Francois Mugisha. And right now, at the moment, over England, they are ahead 4-3 to Rwanda. Rwanda beaten by Canada earlier today, 21-7, 21-13. England also losing Canada 21, 21-19, 17-19. But certainly you would give England the favorites tag for this one. Rwanda played earlier today. And even though they've been back to the hotel, they've done their recovery work. England have had almost 24 hours of rest since their last game. So fitness is going to be a factor here. Even if Rwanda start well, they'll have to sustain that effort against this England team. Into the empty court for Morgan once again, and they've tied it up at 4-all. The other side is that England played a very tough 3 sets, certainly the game of the tournament so far. Have they properly recovered physically and mentally from that defeat to Canada? Nice work there again. Just stepping in and just poking it into the area of the court. And they're finding them a bit more regularly now, the England team.
Good afternoon, all, and please hold before the start. Please hold before the start. Drawing is taking place on the.
Well, they're just calling a halt to the games at the moment here because the draw is being done for the women's playoff at this time.
Drawing. Women's playoff draw will take place now.
So they have the women's draw at the moment is taking place. There's just an announcement going on. Well, the officials are allowing play to continue here. So just off the screen, the draw is going to be taking place. Well, a despairing dive by the Rwandan player, unable to keep it in. England draw level at 6-all here. Mentioned earlier that England are second in terms of Commonwealth youth medals coming into this event here in Trinidad and Tobago. Have they kept that alive? Yes, they have. Done well here, Rwanda. But here's Morgan. Finds the empty court once again. England 394 medals, second only to Australia. And that those 394 have 157 medals involved. I think it'll sit well with England that they're second to Australia in the rankings. Well, Morgan has had been targeted here by the Rwandan players a couple of times already. He's worn a few of these spikes about various parts of the body. 7-all at the change over here. Event today taking place in lovely Tobago. Certainly one of the great places if you are to come for spectacular coastline, catering to every type of beach lover. There is the secluded island fantasy at Englishman's Bay, and you can get a taste of local life at Pigeon Point Heritage Park also. England resuming with a lead of 8-7 here. And keep an eye on the fitness of the Rwandans. Can they sustain this effort? They've hung tough here so far with the England team. Sivka again at the net. And that's good work there by the Rwandan team. Mugisha knocking down over. And if anything, the crowd just behind the Rwandan players, they are also getting behind them emotionally. As more warm applause for the Rwanda team at the moment. So England lead for the first time in quite a while here. And Sochevka has gone across to have a talk with the officials. He had several, shall we say, animated conversations with the officials the last time round. And Keem Shalry, the St Lucian, is in charge of this game. And assisting Shalry today is Christina Riksa of Puerto Rico. She's the second referee for today's game. So 10-8 now, England lead. One quarter on court one. Well, it's New Zealand leading St Lucia by 7-2. Neither of these teams have gotten on the court now. Oh, that's brilliant work there by Morgan. Stop from him. Sochevka does well, blocked one at the net. And that was set up by that brilliant bit of work there by Morgan. Boy, reflexes that he showed there. He could be for England. Great reflexes shown there by Morgan. I'm sure a couple of La Liga sides might be looking at him possibly as a possible goalkeeper. So Rob Morgan, 16-year-old, plays for Richmond Beach Volleyball Club. As I mentioned earlier, Sochevka, 18 years of age. Very much they've formed a good pairing here today for England. And Rwanda, well, they have their work cut out for them. They've now conceded 4 points in that phase of the game. And their coach is having a long talk with them at the moment, trying to get his troops back to get their minds ready for the task ahead. In the other match on, New Zealand are leading St Lucia 4-8-2 comfortably in that one. What's sticking out already is that Rwanda 2 service faults, and they've also only had 5 of 16 attacks successful so far. England 8 of 13. And one's dumped into the net there by Sochevka. England have benefited from 4 errors, and Rwanda have also benefited from 4 errors in this match already. The difference really has been that conversion rate of attacks. England 58% success, Rwanda only 30%. Well, there is a power meeting of minds between the England coach and the two England players, Chapka and Morgan. Just to mention the game going on, where New Zealand leads St Lucia 10-2, mentioned that both teams are not in the court for the first time. That's because New Zealand and St Lucia drawn against the Gambia, and the Gambia have not shown up for both of the games here today. Of course, we'll try to find out why that is. There were reports, unconfirmed, that they never showed up at the hotel here in Tobago, so we can only assume that it's a flight issue. But we'll find out more about that as the tournament progresses. Restart here. England leading 12-9. Oh, that's brilliant. This guy, by Morgan, it's just a power for Morgan. Does have the subtlety to go with it, and good evidence of that in that particular play. England now playing almost entirely in the shade. Another point there for England, and the shade created by that grove of trees you might be seeing behind of the court, and through the tree, that's Turtle Bay. Very wonderful beach. Had a chance to walk around and look at it earlier today. If you're in Tobago, one of the places you should visit. Sachevka keeps that one alive. Rwanda should try to. Have they gotten the point here? Touches there signaled by the officials, so that point will be away of England. And it is Morgan to serve. England playing in the red and black today. They were in white yesterday. Rwanda in the familiar gold and blue shorts. Morgan, despairing dive from him, can't get across to it. And England's lead has been trimmed down to 4. Chepka getting into the act now, showing the subtlety in his game, knocking that one into the open court. 5-point lead for England. Well, down the line, another bit of good work from Morgan to put England 4 points away from in the first set. Really close loss by England to Toombs and Canada. They them all the way. England actually had a couple of match points in that dramatic third set, which they eventually lost 17-19. Possibly 3 of the match points put away there by England, and unfortunately falling to defeat. And Sachevka is putting that one wide, and the ball back with Rwanda. And there was a great bit of play there by the Rwandan player. He was actually down on the ground, and I believe with his right foot kicked it back up to keep it alive. Great work there from him. And that one and give Rwanda the point. However, that hasn't been backed up with its yeah. England need 3 points to close out this set. There's one of them from Morgan, of the right hand of Morgan. 19 points to 12 now. England ahead. Sachevka keeps that in play and wins the point there for England. So they are 1 point away from winning the first set. And this could possibly be the third straight set loss here for Rwanda, who went down by 2 sets earlier today to Canada. It's gone the way of Rwanda this time, rising high above Morgan and picking up the point. England, a woman here to support the boys team. And Morgan again going cross court this time, and he has won the first set for England. They've taken the first set 21-13, 21-13 for England. And again, another comprehensive performance from the Englishmen. And they have wrapped up the first set. And again, the big difference was the conversion rate of attack and their success. 13 after 21 successful attacks for England, 7 out of 25 for Rwanda. Certainly they generated a lot of offense, but not able to convert in that. And they also had the 3 faults to go with it during that time. No aces in this one, as the team's a bit more conservative with their serving. So first set in the books, England win 21-13. Second set action has started in England versus Rwanda. England 1-0 here. So Rwanda playing earlier today, lose against Canada. Now they have face a big attack against this England team. And the benefit of an intense rest here. Rwanda just a few hours, just about 4 hours rest they've had in between. So a lot of work by the coaching staff to get their charges ready for this game. Word has filtered through to us that there's going to be a change in the schedule of the women's matches. A draw was made a short time ago for loss. So stay tuned for the new round of matches coming up tomorrow in the women's competition. We'll tell you more about that as it comes to hand. Brilliant work there by Rwanda. Well, how are they still in this point? Sachevka finishes it off for England. They were scrambling for a large part of that point, and unfortunately, the team and Mugisha unable to close out that one. They play the game with a big smile on their faces. They really are enjoying this experience of playing against teams in the world. And certainly have represented their country well. 21-13, they have gone up to England. The defending champions in the boys beach volleyball competition. Rwanda, a country known more for its football players. Football, volleyball, athletics more important. And they've been competing at the Olympic level since 1984. Brilliant play there by Morgan to win the 4th point for England. At the changeover, England lead by 4 points to 3. And just to remind you what's going on in the other game, well, it's New Zealand versus St Lucia, and New Zealand have run away with the first set, 21-8 in that match. And just to tell you a picture, 7 errors by St Lucia in that one, 11 successful attacks by New Zealand out of 18. Wonderful conversion rate of 62%, one of the highest we've seen today. Unfortunately for St Lucia, unable to convert any of their 14 attacks. Here's a resumption with England, leading 5-3. That's in. Taking out the lines there also. As you mentioned, several of the lines judges for this are present or former national players here in Trinidad and Tobago. So a lot of experience in the officiating. What's the decision here? 2 touches is the call from the officials. So the ball will go back to Rwanda. 5-all in the next. Good crowd in for this one again here at Blackrock in Tobago. And the crowd, which has supported Rwanda all the way through this match, have just fallen a little bit silent here. The England offense has started to take hold.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Now, one. How
So on, it's New Zealand against St Lucia. Remember, New Zealand winning the first set 21-8. And St Lucia appearing on the court here for the first time in the competition. They're trailing now in the second set. Well, they're actually leading 3-2 correction there. Well, can't keep that. Krejci and Stewart, the representatives of New Zealand, Victor and Charles, Riot and Tafari Charles in the hot seat here for these again, this powerful New Zealand side who are relishing their first chance to be on the court here in Blackrock, Tobago. Great block there by the man rising up there high to make the stop there for the St. Lucia team. So at the changeover here, 3-all so far in the match in the second set. And St. Lucia certainly hopes of getting, hope they will be able to get the victory in the second set to extend and take this one to a decider. Charles with the serve. Well, what's the call here? Point has gone the way of the St. Lucian team. The Helen of the Caribbean, St. Lucia is called, referencing the great legend about the beautiful Helen. He's launched 1,000 ships in battle. On the other side, the English team are leading 9-8 against the Rwandan team. St. Lucia struggling against the physically overpowering New Zealand team, Callum Stewart and Churai Krachi. Yeah, error there by Victor. Certainly his first name, I'm sure, named after Rio Ferdinand, the Manchester United defender. Tafferine Charles. Can he keep that in play? Well done. Kept it alive only long enough for the towering Alan Stewart to slap that one down into the court and earn another point in New Zealand. They lead 7-4 in the second set. In the meantime, Australia ahead of the Rwanda team. They lead by 12 points to 8. Back across to the Australia-Rwanda game at the changeover. It is Australia leading by 13 points to 8. England, correction, leading by 13 points 8. England also won the first set 21-13, and Australia winning their match earlier against the Rwanda Australia women's team, that is, winning their match against the Rwanda women's team 21-14, 21-10. Rwandan teams hoping at least a victory here in this competition. At the break here, we are in Tobago, and certainly a country that has a great cultural history, a real pot flavor, including Asian, African, Creole, and European delicacies. Certainly a journey around the world for your palate. I know that part of our production crew who have here from Spain have been enjoying the food here in Tobago. Can't get enough. I wonder if they had the crab and dumpling just yet. That's the main dish in Tobago. If I see them crawling in tomorrow, I know that's they've had it. Can't reach that one. And the salty of the Wonder game showing up there well. Rwanda from the Great Rift Valley, one of the landlocked East African countries. 13.4 million people certainly will be interested in the result of this game as they're up against. Rwanda actually joined the Commonwealth back in 2009, and they competed games for the time in 2010. Still very young in terms of competing at Commonwealth level, and the coach wants to talk things over with his team. And Kiranga and Magushi back in the hutch here as the coach has a few words with them. Sochevka and Morgan. So they've done their job so far. They have a 6-point lead in the second set. England trying to close off this game. 15-10, they lead Rwanda in the second set after taking the first 21-13. The Rwandans a really tough task for them. 2 games in the same day. Easier draw for England, you can say. Canada also playing 2 games in 2 days. And as the lower seeds, the Rwandans have a real challenge on their hands here. Yesterday, supporting the women's team. Now their time to hit the courts. Well, the other game on New Zealand versus St Lucia is an exciting contest in the second set. The St. Lucians actually leading their second set 11-10. England, no such problems for them, leading by 17-10. Morgan down the line and wins the point for England. His team just 3 points away from jumping on the shuttle and heading back to the hotel. But the Rwandans, they will fight to the end. Well, the smiles on their faces, not quite as broad right now. Both of these young men going to very much an English school, at least where the languages, the lessons are taught in English. Chat with them yesterday. And young men, actually, they speak almost with an English accent. Captain play, but, well, he couldn't do more than that. Morgan did well to just get his hands across to it. But it stays at a 7-point lead here for the Englishman. And as you would know, English, there is an Englishman's Bay here in Tobago. Perhaps at some point they might get a chance to visit that. Serve for Rwanda. It's Mugisha, Francois Mugisha with the serve. 2 balls on the court. And Kairanga sportingly kicking that one off. Morgan, for once, unable to put that one away, and that's presented a 12-point to the Rwanda. But the English team had again similar pattern to the first set. Rwanda with the serve. Has missed the corner of the court. So they've cut it down to 5 now. They need to go on a run here, Rwanda. They need to make the best use of these service opportunities. Excellent serve. Let's put the Englishmen on the pressure here. They've done enough. Yes, they have. 3 on points here from Rwanda. 4-point game of the moment. Excellent again by Morgan. His reading of the game has been quite astute in this match. Once again, showing what a fine talent he is. Morgan, 16-year-old. Well, that's a brilliant bit of work there by Morgan, showing his defensive skills. And that's one on the point for England. And that has put them on the brink, on the verge of victory here. Just a point away from running away with a 2-0 win. And it will be Sachevka with the serve. And he's trying to measure a special here. That's out. So a reprieve here for Rwanda, who will have the serve. 20-15 here at the break. Rwanda losing their earlier game today. And the country that now boasts a cricket stadium, Gahanga Cricket Stadium, hoping to make their mark in Volleyball Day. But certainly it looks like their time, at least in this match, is almost up. Morgan had the opportunity to close it up there. And now could Sachevka. He's found the court, and there it is. Victory for England. They've taken the second set 21-15, and they've also won the by 2 sets, nothing, 21-13, 21-15. And here's how the game went. And again, 8 out of 18 attacks converted by the Rwandans, but for the English team, marginally better, 12 out of their 22 attacks. And that was the difference between the teams in this one. So congratulations to England. It's confirmation of their victory here today. They win by 2-1. A warm round of applause for teams. But the Rwandan team have their country, but unfortunately, they finished second best to England here today. Really tough ask for them to play these two matches on the same day. But England march on their first pick of the competition, won by 2-0. They and Canada still in contention for places. This has been the third match of Group D, and it is Canada on top, England in second place. There's action in the Court 1 match in Group C, match number 3, the last match of Group C, New Zealand versus St Lucia, and New Zealand in the first set 21-8. They now lead the second set 18-14. And in case hearing the applause, that is for the Rwandan team who went across to the crowd and thanked them for their support today. And a nice moment here for the Rwandan team. Defeated twice today, but really they have been the crowd favorites here at Blackrock in Tobago. Karachi has just hit that one a bit too long. The wind has not been quite as strong today, much to the chagrin of the spectators who have been treated to a very, very hot day. Stewart. Karachi back over his shoulder for Stewart. Nice take there by Rio. Victor. Straight into the antenna. Well, almost took out the referee there also at the same time. Little smile on the face of Stewart. And at the changeover here, it is the New Zealand team had 19-16 here against St Lucia. This is the last match of Group C. And in case you haven't seen any highlights from Group C, that's because the third team involved, the Gambia, did not show up at all. And New Zealand winning this match by default, and St Lucia today by default. So this is the only match that's going to be played in this particular group. Another point there for the New Zealand team. Actually coming in, looking like he was going down the line, went cross court. There was no one there, and that brings up match point here for New Zealand. So New Zealand about to close off their second victory here today. That's just after Stuart gets his glasses in order, playing in the dark shades today here. Stewart, but certainly hasn't taken a dim view of things. His team leading 21-8, 2016. Point. Kept that alive, Victor. Gives it back to the New Zealand. Chance here for them to close it off. Oh, that's a solid bit of digging there. Yeah. Oh, that's a wonderful get. Can he keep this in play? He can't. Well, he could have done a bit better with that, Jurai Karachi. Had a lot of court to aim at. Put it at least 3 feet wide. St Lucians, though, breathing heavily right now is Rio Victor. Has been a tough game for them. They're 3 points away here, but it's still match point. Match point number 2. And has hit the line. It's out. Well, you would have felt that 9 times out of 10 he would have put that away. But Stewart there, perhaps relaxing a little bit late here. It's now 2 points adrift here, the St Lucians. Can they tie this up now? Well, they're not going to be doing that because that ball is into the net, and that has given the second set and the match to New Zealand, and they've won this match by 2 sets to nothing here. Unfortunately, for the St. Lucians, they will finish second best in this one. So, congratulations to New Zealand. They won their first, well, I could have to say their second victory in the competition. They've gotten past St. Lucia in straight sets here. And here's how this one went. 7 out of 21, the conversion rate. Certainly, New Zealand would not be too happy with that particular conversion rate. But in the second, St. Lucia converted 4 out of their attacks, and they won the set by 3 points. So clearly, that was the difference between the teams. Here is confirmation of the match 21-8, 2018. Better performance from St. Lucia in the second set, but it is the men from New Zealand that round winners here. Coming up in the last 2 games here on the second back of the Commonwealth Youth Games, Australia men will take on St. Kitts and Nevis, and it's going to be Trinidad and Tobago. They will face Cyprus in Court 1. Those matches start at 5:10 p.m. Well, actually, there will be a slightly delayed start as a result of these 2 matches just ending. So we would estimate that these 2 games will start just about 5:30. Trinidad and Tobago actually against Cyprus in the last game here on Court 1, given Group A. Final match of Group A for today. Cyprus pulling off a victory early today. Trinidad and Tobago win yesterday. And now the Cyprus team, made up of Alexis Savidis and Animos Otomu. They are in action here against the Trinidad and Tobago. Playing here is Morrison. That's Jerome Morrison and Jarif Miguel. Miguel on the defensive. And well, they were defending down the line. They went cross court there. So Cyprus taking a 9-5 lead early in the contest. And this Cyprus team, they mean business here against home team Trinidad and Tobago. And the other game that's going on, it is the Australian team. They're leading St Kitts and Nevis by 12-9 in the first set. These two youngsters from Trinidad and Tobago, just like the two women's players coming from the Lady Hills area in Santander. Great statement of intent by that particular community, as they have produced some wonderful players who have occupied national teams. Subtlety there shown by the Cyprus team. Chrysostomu putting that one down the line. Unfortunately, could keep it in play. So TNT just in the first set here. Fortunately, Miguel dumping that one into the net. And certainly Morrison, the smaller of the two players for Trinidad and Tobago, but he does have a fine and does have the reach to go with it. With the help of a net cord, we'll get the point here for Trinidad and Tobago. TNT coached by Sean Morrison, the national outstanding player Sean Morrison, part of the 2010 Trinidad and Tobago Caribbean title-winning team. TNT pick up another point here. They are within 1 point of the Cypriots. Well, that was the closest that Trinidad and Tobago gotten to the Cyprus team. And then, just looking for the corner of the court. Fortunately, Morrison unable to control that. Again, chance to make amends, and he does. Off the net and into the open court. Trinidad and Tobago into double figures for the first time, and it's a 1 point game in the first set here at Blackrock in Tobago. And if you're making your way down to Tobago to take in the action here, certainly it is a place of romance, or newlyweds are about to be married. Certainly the stunning natural scenery here in Tobago, perfect backdrop for your adventure together. Nylon pool and so many of the beaches here in Tobago, the ideal backdrop for those in love and those who are falling in love with nature. Officials just getting the lines clear, and the two men involved in this game on the lines, Fabian Whitfield and Brian Charles. Whitfield, one of the top beach volleyball players in the country, easily identified with those dreadlocks of his. He's on the right side of your picture. And Brian Charles, one of the top referees in Trinidad and Tobago here. So certainly a high-quality level of officiating in this match. Here's Miguel with the serve. Now up in defense. Well, great coverage there by Morrison. They'll have to reset here, Trinidad and Tobago. Morrison getting in the way again. Can he keep this alive? No, he can't. And that point will go to the Cypriots. 11-all in the first set. They had opened up a slight lead on Trinidad and Tobago, but great credit to the boys from San Francisco pulling things back to 11-all. Morrison got across to cover cross-court slam, but couldn't get across to it. So Cyprus start to pull away again here. Trinidad and Tobago have been playing from behind all the way through this match. And that was a brilliant serve there by Savitas. Alexis Savitas creating problems here for TNT. Trinidad and Tobago want to talk things over. And at the changeover, the Cypriots lead by 14-11. Cyprus, located in the eastern Mediterranean Sea. Geographically, it's located in West Asia, but culturally and politically, geopolitically, it is very much Southeast European. One of the smaller countries in Europe. Cyprus, just over 9,200 kilometers and a population of 1.2 million people. Certainly just about the population of Trinidad and Tobago, and but slightly larger in size. Since tense battle between these two teams, and even the coach of Trinidad and Tobago, Sean Morrison, was saying that the Cypriots play a very consistent game, and they will cause a few problems here. Miguel just rising high. Miguel admitted that he was very nervous during their first game. Their Blanca recovered as the game went on. Morrison does well. Keeps on the line. Has some more work to do, Morrison. He's out of position at the moment. Oh, that's great stuff there by Miguel. Big right hand. And that has given Trinidad and Tobago. They pulled things back to 4 points here. Just stemming the tide that was playing against them for a couple minutes. Good reading again there by Morrison. Not the process by Miguel. And, well, they were both caught on the left side. That's long. But Cyprus will be very happy with how they dealt with that point. There were acres of real estate to the right of the Trinidad and Tobago players. Unable to get that one in. So a couple of mistakes here from either team. And right now at the break, it's 15-13 in favor of the visitors from Cyprus. Savidis and Christos Tamu. Christos Tamu with the serve. Peels off the net. There to clean up the mess. And that is a powerful strike down the right sideline. And Animos makes the best of that one. Well, that's great. That's great work. Keep that one alive. Miguel gives it back to Cyprus. Morrison keeps that alive. Oh, brilliant bit of play there by Trinidad and Tobago. Both teams, high quality point here. And it's finally taken by the poke by Morrison. Still a 4-point game. The Cypriots lead. A lot of work here too for the home team. And that's not going to help their cause. Into the net. Cyprus have converted 7 of the 19 attacks. Trinidad and Tobago, 5 of their 20. Trinidad and Tobago have benefited from 5 service faults here. But still, the one stat that is separating the teams, 24% conversion rate to 31% for Cyprus. He's kept that in play. That's going to drop across the line. Well, Trinidad and Tobago take the point, but Cyprus still lead by 5 points here. Just 2 points away from the first set. Chrysostomo down the line, and that puts Cyprus on the verge of the first set. The crowd have been silenced at the moment. Kept that in play. Here's Morris. Cyprus keep it alive and straight down the middle. And there is the first set for Cyprus. And Cyprus win the first set 14-21. And if Trinidad and Tobago and the home crowd thought that they would be pushovers, they certainly are not going to be. 21-14. Australia also taking the first set against St Kitts and Nevis. So the Caribbean team struggling here against the Europeans. That's on court one, and the team from Oceania, Australia, they're also in the lead there. Last set of matches here in the first second day of play here in the beach volleyball competition here at the Commonwealth Youth Games. As the teams make their way back on the of the scoreline from the opening set, Cyprus winning 21-14. We're just about ready for the start of the second set. Certainly the stat that stands out after this first set is the number of successful attacks. Cyprus 9 of 21, Trinidad and Tobago 5 of 23. Cyprus Avidis will start us off in the second set. Trinidad and Tobago need to make a statement early in this second set. Morrison in charge. Reading up the game has been good in this match. Savidis, Chrysostomo. Miguel does well. And there it is. First point for Trinidad and Tobago. And certainly the Trinidad and Tobago team will be, every point they score will be cheered on lustily by the crowd here at Blackrock in Tobago. Savitas just having a quick word with the referee there just to make sure that all was well. He was assured it was. Martin Swayze, the referee out of the USA. Point for Cyprus, 1-1. Tanya Kowald, the second referee today. She is from Australia. That's out. Trinidad and Tobago have trailed for most of the match here against the Cyprus team. And you feel that if they are to get back into this match, they have to find a way to open up a lead here on the Cyprus team early in this second set. Really make a statement that the Cypriots cannot ignore. But in the meantime, it is the Cypriots that have stormed out to the lead here. That's Savidis, Alexis Savidis, knocking that into the open court. Just missing the sideline. Well, like all the other teams, they're trying to target the shorter of the two players, Morrison, and get him to be the one who's attempting to spike the ball. That's what they've done successfully so far, Cyprus. Barely a serve has gone to Miguel. Down the line, that's good work there from Chrysostomo. Shaping up to really go cross court. Went down line and gets the point for his team. 4-2 they lead. Yeah, that went in on the wrong side of the antenna, and at the turnover, at the changeover correction, it is Trinidad and Tobago that trail 5-2 here. Good work there by Chrysostomo again. Really strong spiker of the ball. The Cyprus team have a well-balanced attack. They share up the duties for attack and defense. Both are quite adept in attack. Trinidad and Tobago have left most of the attacking to Miguel. Able to put in the defensive duties that time. So Cyprus 6-2 ahead there at the moment. Yeah, another great block there that has given them a 5-point lead in the second set, and exactly what the crowd were hoping from Trinidad and Tobago. Unfortunately, that happened for Cyprus. They lead at 8 points to 2, and Sean Morrison has called his troops in. He wants to talk things over here. Cyprus, certainly a country that's known more for their tennis players. Marcus Bagdatis, certainly the most popular of their products on the sporting front. They also have Pavlos Kontides, who would have won a silver medal at the Olympics in 2012 at the Summer Olympics in the men's laser class. Pavlos Kontides actually won a couple of the races there, Kontides, but had to settle for the silver medal. And Caribbean watchers, viewers would be happy to know that Cyprus also has a cricket association across there. Cricket very big here in Trinidad and Tobago and in the Commonwealth. And they do have a cricket association in their country. Miguel? Two great there by Miguel, and ruling the net there against the taller of the two of the Cypriots. Christomi, second best. But still, it's TNT that trail 8-2 here. Make that 8-3. That one heading down the line and out. I'm hearing the cheering going on of the crowd. That's because the DJ is trying to drum up support here for Trinidad and Tobago. Morrison guessing left, and the shot went right. Well, this game is not trending well here for Trinidad and Tobago. To the break here at the changeover, it's Cyprus that lead by 11 points to 3. In the other match, Australia lead by a set and a 14-5 in the second set. Late adjustment there by Morrison, and the set was just too far ahead of Morrison, and Chrysostomo was there to smash that one into the court. Well, the Cypriots have found a second gear here, and they've pulled themselves 9 points ahead of Trinidad and Tobago. Excellent work there by Morrison to pull one back for Trinidad and Tobago, but the attacks from Trinidad and Tobago have been fairly sporadic here in the second set. And another brilliant bit of play there by Cyprus. Story of the second set so far has been Cyprus converting 6 of their 10 attacks. Trinidad and Tobago only 2 of 13. And another error here. And Cyprus are absolutely running away with this second set now. Sean Morrison has his work cut out for him here. How can he pull his team back into this? Another point for the Cypriots, this time off the right hand of Savidis. 15-4. This is their biggest lead in the match. Do we have any fans of Australia? Form DJ trying to get the Trinidad and Tobago team and the crowd back in it. Good block by Miguel. And that's gone in. Morrison guessing to go to the left. That one went down the middle. And it is Cyprus that lead. 10 points now. 11 points, correction. They lead by 11 here. 16-5 at the changeover. And that's the phase of the game where Cyprus have taken a huge lead and now firm favorites to win this match. The final one of the day. Australia also ahead 15-8 in their match on court 2. So back here with the Trinidad and Tobago match, Cyprus just 4 points away from victory, but Trinidad and Tobago picking up their 6 points, but they are a long way out here from victory. Trinidad and Tobago trailing 17-6 in the second set. Chrysostomo! Miguel there, well, Morrison has to knock that one straight back. He will go down the line. And unfortunately for Miguel, went on the wrong side of the line. Cyprus 18 points now, just 3 points away from their second victory of the tournament. Good block. Excellent work there by Chrysostomo. And overpowering the much shorter Morrison and picking up the 19 point here for Cyprus. They're almost there. And that one has brought up match point here for Cyprus. Cyprus on match point. Cyprus on match point at the moment. That's off the body. Can he keep it in play? They must keep it in play now. Cyprus, one man on the court. That's touched the hands, and there it is. That's victory for Cyprus. They have run out winners here. A dominant display in the second set. And they have turned aside the challenge of the home team, Trinidad and Tobago. And Trinidad and Tobago winning. They've lost out 14-21, 6-21. And Australia have also wrapped up victory on the other court. They won 21-8. So that's the end of action here. And here are the stats of the match here. Again, the Cypriots, 9 of 16 attacks. Trinidad and Tobago, 3 of 18. And that certainly tells the story. And here is confirmation of the score. Trinidad and Tobago going under in straight sets here. Their first defeat, they've gone under to Cyprus, 21-14, 21-6. In the other game, Australia have run out winners by 2-1. So that will bring us to the end of action for today. So, day 3 of the Beach Volleyball Championships is on tomorrow here at the Corland Beach Sports Arena here in Black Rock, Tobago. We certainly hope that you will join us for that. Trinidad and Tobago losing both their matches today, the men's and the ladies team. But there will be more matches on tomorrow, and we certainly hope that you will join us for that. Join us at 10 o'clock tomorrow for more action here. Beach Volleyball in Tobago Commonwealth Youth Games 2023. On behalf of the hardworking crew here at Black Rock in Tobago, I'm Vidya Rampal saying goodbye for now.